Alright everybody, thanks for anybody who is back on the live stream or who watches this once the video is up on YouTube. We're going to be playing a little more of the Galaxies tonight. Unfortunately, I'm pretty exhausted and I don't have too much time to play. Just double checking a couple things on the stream here. Mic check, mic check. Okay, so hopefully everything is holding together out there on the web. Again, like I said, not quite sure how long I'll play tonight. Might play 15 or 20 minutes, might be 30. So when I left off before, I was trying to figure out, I had figured out how to use the tractor beam, and I was trying to figure out how, that was represented in terms of salvage when you were on the equipment loading screen inside a space station. So I'm going to go back in.
Stopping.
So really just don't want to take off on the next mission, not being certain if I'm properly configured. So there doesn't appear to be any extra equipment there. What it looked like the last time I was on was it looked like there were additional weapons that I had available that I could mount. Okay, like this EMP flak. It says I can trade it in. But my question is can I mount it? And in order to mount it, so I have Mark 1 flat cannons already installed, right? There's, okay, range 480, damage is 8. So if I switch these, so these are the EMP guns, do a little more damage. Speed's a little higher, range is a little greater, actually way greater. It says you can trade that in. So my question is, if I'm assuming I need to trade that in. It's telling me to trade that in because I can't mount it to the secondary hardpoint until I remove this. So if I remove those, can I now mount? You see what screws me up is it goes red because I can't afford it. So why is it no longer available to stinking install? Oh. So I didn't check. I didn't say that I have any prerequisites. I wonder if maybe you're just never allowed to mount scavenged items as weapons. Maybe the weapons have to be new or have to be tuned or something, who knows. And so I have them back. Yeah, now these flat cannons show up as available for trade, but right, I'm not stupid. Am I? Mark 1 EMP flak. 700 credits. It's available for me to trade it in, so I must own it or have one. But if I go to flat cannons and remove them, it says they're taking up the space in the hold. But these still are not available. I don't understand that. What is it about this thing that makes me not able? have it. I don't. So... okay, I don't think I'm going to help engineering solve any of their problems today. So I'm quite out of the stomach for it. So it doesn't look like I can get anything worthwhile there. So I have 5,500 credits. My mom's birthday gifts are already put away in a closet. Yeah. And there I go, completely delirious from no sleep. Just check one more time just to make sure that I have the proper things mounted. So, broadsides, secondary, alpha turret, and beta turret. Okay. And then if I check out the components, including... Huh. That's weird. Because he had given... Well, he gave me ones. That's right. So I didn't close that mission or story thread up last time, which was talking to the bartender. This time he's supposed to tell you more stuff.
Mansoto Shenda and the June do Jui. Randobo say.
Alright, so.
Na. Randobo Shenda Juno and Sandare Partno.
Of course, anybody would note how much this language and this character kind of seem like a Jabba the Hutt.
Zendo sei na mundo zutu smuglan un sandar vondo shi undo scamba ando sottento ando da ka.
Okay, so again, let's go to the mission board and make sure that I decide which one of these two missions I actually want as primary. So that rewards about 2,400 credits. This one doesn't necessarily say... No, there's no credits, so let's definitely take care of the dead drop first. Then let's go ahead. Alright. So obviously, as you can tell, I'm having a blast playing this game. I know, what some people will probably complain about is that the action takes place in a 2D plane. I kind of articulated that a little slightly incorrectly last time. I said it was only a 2D game. It's quite obviously a 3D game, but I meant to check my controls before I came in last time, but I meant to check my controls this time. Let's go ahead and back away from the station. Primary mission, dead drop. Mission track down Sandar. Alright, okay, good. So it's not just automatically saying that other one is my priority since it's larger. It's gonna let me make this maneuver and figure things out.
Satellite boosters depleted. Engines at maximum. Accelerating to sublight.
Now what I will suspect when I get out here. Go to warp drive. Really like that effect. It really makes you feel like there's a significant power difference between just maneuvering on your engines at sublight speed versus being propelled propelled by a warp drive. So we're coming up on the target. Check out this first video. Highly likely to be another.
Boosters depleted. Exiting satellite.
Alright, so we got guys in trouble here.
Hot water.
Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. This time around I'm actually going to get in between. Got him. Got another one. Alright, there's another one. Nice.
Here's something for your trouble.
Okay, very nice. So that
Accelerating to satellite.
is actually worth helping a trader out every once in a while. Again, I have no idea if it actually saved that. In the event that I die out here, I'm trying to pull off my primary mission. But still, that was pretty cool. I didn't really talk you guys through the tactics there, and I don't know if anybody noticed it, but basically when I made the intercept this time, if you remember last time, I wound up trailing both the aggressors and the trade ship, and more so trailing the trade ship and then trying to get a pretty shallow angle on the aggressors. So this time I actually tried to maneuver, because the last time the trade ship got destroyed, so this time I tried to put myself in between the trade ship and the aggressors and tried to take down a couple that way. Oh, pretty far out, so let me engage the warp drive. And then once I had taken a couple out, being in between them and the trade ship, then I actually reversed direction. And was flying in a direction opposite from the trade ship, and tried to take out a few more that way. Now, I'm also expecting to encounter some resistance out here. So clearly I've added enough to my ship now that kind of some of those low-level pirates will be less of an issue. I'm still at 100% hull strength from that last encounter.
Scatter turret.
Scatter turret.
Broadsides.
Warp hop for the remaining distance. Gone through a nebula. So one of the things that's interesting when you're a gamer is I now have no idea what it is I'm supposed to do when I get here. Mission log dead drop. Retrieve the package and return it to Chenko. Right. Okay.
Collision warning.
I'm not gonna hit that. Oh. Cargo and
Hold full.
what? Hold this crikey. This is some stuff that I picked up. What's the cheapest thing? My soy paste. Can I jettison that? I wonder jettison is zero. Why is it saying 0? Okay. Cargo. Where is that?
Collision warning. Enemy craft inbound. Engines at maximum. Threat level yellow.
Mission updated. I cannot mission target retrieve. Return. It does say return to station. Alright. I got bad guys on the way in. Great.
Collision warning.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run.
Engines at maximum.
I'm gonna try running.
Ash shield down. Scatter turret.
Alright, looks like I got
Collision warning. Ash shield down.
Alright. Here. On the broadside load.
Satellite boosters depleted.
And I'm really just running now because it's late. I just don't really need to be up monkeying around with these guys.
Satellite boosters depleted.
Alright, what do we got?
Scatter turret.
Where are they? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There's one down.
Down. Out hull breach.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Warning.
Alright.
Broadsides. Satellite boosters depleted.
Is my warp core down? Great, I'm at 98%.
Satellite boosters depleted.
Come on. I have to turn and fight. Do it. Break.
Cover shield down.
Alright, so one guy's down. I'm definitely taking heavier damage. That may have been the last guy.
Sublight.
So I may have barely pulled that mission off.
Collision warning. Satellite boosters depleted.
I'm gonna cut this indirect path.
Exiting satellite.
Clearing the asteroid field. So yeah, so it looked pretty effective back there. I was able to switch
Accelerating to satellite.
for my broadsides since I was running, and I was able to train the flat cannon and the scatter turret on them,
Depleted.
and take down a couple fighter ships while I was able to extend my distance on the escape. Then that last guy was catching up to me, and I just had to kind of turn and fight him with the broadside cannons. Still not perfectly confident that it goes into broadside aim mode when you hit the right button consistently. It seems like sometimes it goes into it, but sometimes it doesn't. Also looks like I took a lot more. Well, I say it looks like I took like a lot more damage this time, but really it doesn't. I've been in a couple fights where my whole starboard side has been scored with laser damage. I mean, it looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Accelerating to satellite.
One piece of hull plating there missing on the starboard side. So I just saw a lot more damage indications and warnings come up on the left-hand side than I have the last few times. So it is a little irksome how you have to come in and out of warp sometimes. And yes, it gives the game, I guess, a more realistic feel, so to speak. But if you're also not going to allow real play in a 3D plane, I don't know that I need to be forced to come out of warp, every 2 minutes when I'm trying to get a transit done. I'm also still trying to figure out just how far you can push warping before you need to before you absolutely need to come out of warp on an approach to a space dock. So I've got about 13 minutes more I can play and stream. So what we'll do is I'll go in, make the drop here, and then head out for that primary campaign mission, I think is my plan. That's one thing I wish you had. I wish you had actual lateral thrusters. So instead of turning the ship, you could actually just strafe left and right in a fight.
Full stop. Satellite boosters depleted. Satellite boosters depleted.
We have some damage. Oh, okay. So I can see where some of the lights are out on the starboard engine nacelle there. Yeah, I forgot to do a pulse scan. That's one thing I have not quite gotten. Oh, it's pretty neat that you actually have the ship's shadow over there. I didn't realize you had that.
Mission complete.
Okay. Alright, so let's decide what I'm going to do here on layover at the space station. Alright, so I do have one primary, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a secondary mission. Looks like the only one that's really appropriate. Well, Doublejack Rogue and Minor Protection are both ones that I don't mind doing, but I'll go ahead and select Doublejack Rogue. So accept that mission. Now what I need to make sure is, doesn't make any sense. Make sure that one's set as primary. No specific equipment required for that, so nothing specific required for that. Alright. Mission more. Let's go and visit the bar. That doesn't really look like there's anything particular going on there. Alright, so yeah, let's go to the equipment bay, weapons. Let's look to upgrade the beta turret. First and foremost. So I can go to a pulse turret. So I'm guessing you can't sell these things until you actually remove them. Alright, so what's affordable for me? The pulse turret, the flak turret, flak turret, swarm turret, no, I thought that was a package. Leech turret. Winning laser, or mining laser. Wish there was a way for you to isolate these things so they only showed you like the ones you can afford. So that I wasn't trying to track it down this list while I'm also looking at all these weapons that I can't afford. So, first of all, let's remove that. Let's go ahead and sell it. Pulse turret. Damage is 17. The scatter turret. So, yeah, that's a huge step up. 5,500 credits. Let's go ahead and buy that. Man, that's almost like half of what I had banked. Alright, so let's... Alright, so, Alright, so it's the beta turret that I updated, right? Okay, so that should make me a good deal more effective. Before I go to the shipyard, let me just go ahead and... So definitely not a good idea to... Well, let's see. Let me not pick up any commodities since I put myself in a jam last time with available cargo room. Repairs. 600 credits, yes.
Complete.
Yeah. Alright. Let's go ahead and head out for the next mission. Which is finding Sandar, right? Double Jack Rogue. Go ahead and go into a port turn here.
Engines at maximum.
Clear off of the space station.
Accelerating to sublight.
Ready to come about on my primary.
Exiting sublight.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to take some screenshots because there are some really pretty shots in this game.
Accelerating to sublight. Collision warning.
What? Alright, let's engage the warp drive. That's low risk, so I don't even know if I'm going to encounter combat here. Alright, I'm going to try pushing it down to about 200.
Collision warning. Satellite boosters depleted. Exiting sublight.
And there's warnings all over the place when I'm in this sticking asteroid belt. But I see my target. 622 space meters. I guess that's what I'll call SM.
Warning. Satellite boosters depleted.
Let's go ahead and cross the remaining distance with the warp drive. That was taking forever. Coming him a little off and oh, what is that? I'm surprised it didn't yank me out of warp, which is typically what it does.
Accelerating to sublight. Satellite boosters depleted.
So it looked. I guess there was another vessel also trying to head for the space station. I think I cut in front of him. Whoa,
Satellite boosters depleted.
I'm not absolutely certain what I'm supposed to find here. I'm guessing this should be another space station. I think it would be a little bigger at this point, though. And if I've babbled at all tonight, guys, I really apologize. I'm definitely sleepy enough that I am a bit delusional at points.
Exiting
Whoa,
sublight.
whoa, 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 slow your roll.
Full stop.
Alright. For a brief period of time, I was not paying attention.
Docking.
Okay. So go ahead and look around a bit again. I think. Yeah, nothing special there. Alright, there's the bar.
Contraio grow, Glutton. Jallo molciu glorok. Elumi kullo orko helciunnugol. Reg ikleokko uskubicio fazwi. Voge kuzaidio, jallo molciu glorok. Elumi kullo orko helciunnugol. Jumbokium usjork, unja farakukop, io qui Aia sono molto gay sullo har riangiafollo. Jallo molciu gloronok. Elumikulo orko helchubnogol.
Yeah, I don't even know why they offer you no in some of these dialogue trees.
Unjafarakulgot. You urkuik sui.
Yeah, so because this, was published or is made by an indie, I'm not expecting like a super complex campaign or the character models are pretty nice and the space graphics are pretty nice. So I mean that's good enough. This game was only $20. It's available on Steam and Good Old Games right now. I bought mine from GOG, and I think for $20 I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of it. I already go to the shipyard. It's the main thing. Is this what I have in my cargo? Maybe I don't know. So yik yak meat I can sell at a small profit, right? Because I should always assume that I have to buy and sell at the system average. So I'm beating the system average right now on sale price, so I think that's a pretty good deal. Units. Anything else that's a decent buy that I have, or a decent sell, I mean. I guess I should just be looking at these 4 items here. Eyes are definitely playing tricks on me. So, oh, this metallic core is well above the system average. So let me go ahead and sell those 2 units. What else? I can sell for $289, usually get $430. I can sell for $728, usually get $1240. 2. So that's it for that. And I already have a mission, if I remember correctly. What I should do, though, is just make sure between these 2 missions I have this is the one that needs to be primary. This is the easier one, right? Low risk. This one's average risk. Huge payoff, though. I saw, yeah, like almost 11,000 credits. But yeah, let's definitely take on the Double Jack Rogue first. And that is actually going to wrap for me. So I'm going to pop out here to space outside the station, and then I'm going to be done for the night. So right now, I'm only going to be getting about 3.5 hours of sleep before I have to be up. So, alright, thanks a lot everybody for joining in. I'll probably be continuing to try and stream this a little bit in just a few hours. So thanks a lot for joining in, and have a good night. Or morning, depending on where you are.